All right, welcome everyone. So this is our first weekly hangout for Google Code in 2016. And so today we have Jonathan, who's also known as JJJPPP with us, and Ark with us. And so today we'll be talking mostly about what we've been working on for the past few weeks during Google Code-in. And yeah, so Jonathan, do you want to start off first?
Sure. Okay. So here, let me share my screen first.
Love those bandwidth drops as soon as you started the live stream.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this to work. Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry for that. Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have this. So I've been working on image uploading for the GCI chat. So currently we have the paste. Me and Joshua have been working on this pastebin.js code, and here we have our HTTP upload code where it takes in a file, either code from the chat or through this button here, where you can upload an image. So this basically uses HTTP upload or XEP0363, and using this XEP we can get an upload URL and just do an HTTP put here. As you can see here, we just do a XML HTTP request and we put the picture into the link, or in Josh's case, code. And here we create a thumbnail picture, and here we send a rich message which contains this media file here, or media XML, and the upload link with the image file as a data URL. And I can show you how this works. And if I just upload this quickly here, you see there's this picture here. And when we click on it, it'll, yeah, here. And the picture's right here. And this is the upload link that we got using the XEP. And this is the picture we uploaded. So let me go back. And here. So our probably the next task for this is not having it open in the same tab, because as you saw, we would just get disconnected from the chat and it would open up in the same tab, and then but instead have an overlay where this would just pop out in like the screen here, and you can just look at it and do stuff with it here. So does anyone have any questions?
Sounds good to me. I've been working with you for quite a long time on this.
I'm glad you guys are finally done with it.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a grind there.
Yeah, last night. Or this morning, I should say.
Yeah.
Let's see. So for your image, is your image a set size, or does it just get shrink to a specific size?
Yes, it does. It shrinks it to 128. As before, I had it square it as 128 by 128 square, except I changed it such that if it's rectangular, the max it'll keep the side ratios, but the max length of any side would be 128, as you can see here.
I see. And go ahead, Ark.
The scaling seems to work well too.
Oh, nice.
They're trying different dimensions for testing and seem to always do the right thing. Although very tall or very long, it's always going to create something weird.
Yeah. It's always that boundary case things.
Here's one. Is the size of the thumbnail being sent in the message in any way right now?
The size? No.
Yes. Say the thumbnail is, say, 80 by 128, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we're just sending max size every single time.
Yeah, this should probably be fixed.
Yeah, probably should be then.
Do you use Hulu?
What?
Do you use Hulu?
No, we do not use, or I do not use Hulu at all.
Yeah, I don't use it either.
One of the fun things with Hulu's interface is that it'll load the page, but it won't pre-block the sizes for even standard size for like the banner at the top of the show page and all the individual pieces. So as you're waiting for it to download these different components, you're trying to click on something that keeps moving down. And I'm imagining something similar could happen in someone's chat window if it doesn't know the size of the photo before it starts grabbing it.
Oops.
I don't know.
You got an infinite Hangout.
Sorry,
let me just stop you from.
Yeah, stop this.
Okay. There you go. All right. All right. Deal with that for right now. John, can you switch?
Oh yeah, stop
screen or
screen
something?
sharing.
All right, awesome.
Like it. Oh, there we go.
All right, cool. Any last comments?
There's a fun this morning with the chat crashing for everyone.
Oh yeah.
I guess we can talk a little bit about that with the send rich message that we had a little trouble with the function. With the media not working out and the HTML elements.
Well, that's right. That's what was causing it.
Yeah.
The cause was an HTML body for the message that had no child elements within HTML.
Oh boy.
And that makes me very worried about the future of using HTML on this client at all. Yeah, last year we found the very fun problem. Last year was the first time we used this web chat.
Oh.
And we found that on Mac client, sending a back apostrophe, whatever the back tilde.
Yeah.
That would cause the no further text to be displayed in the chat for anyone on web chat until a particular poison message got beyond the buffer, and that would just work again. After reading it. And we had several students trying to track that down for weeks, and we never found the bug. It just an upgrade to Candy fixed it. Maybe it's still there.
we should try that out.
But yeah, Candy is not known for the most stable, but it's the most maintained right now.
Yeah, it is definitely the most maintained for all the Google searching that I've done so far.
Yeah. I would love to spend 6 months to rewrite it from scratch, but if we just disabled the HTML, would fix that.
Okay.
That was a fix we had last year. It's if we simply just wiped out all the HTML support completely, which is a command line or a start time option when you set it up on the browser. You just disable HTML completely within the chat, and it works. If we did that and just use the media elements to send photos and stuff, it would be fine. Probably. But what we've been discussing more recently within the XSF is the broad security issues we're hitting with HTML and chat. HTML IM is technically a really constricted subset, but no one is limiting it to it.
I see.
So, for example, we recently found that in JavaScript, being inserted into the message was just being executed without question.
Yeah, I saw that you and Trix were doing that.
Yeah, so you could, right now, don't want to give anyone bad ideas, but you could just join the channel. You don't have to be a GCI student. You could join the channel and send a message. On load probably would even work.
Yeah.
And just a little bit of HTML that says, on load, execute the stuff to send your username and password for XMPP, along with your Google ID and all sorts of other stuff that is stored within the browser. Send that to the chat room. And as soon as they join and send that one message, everyone would just send their passwords out to the
That would be good.
That would take 15 minutes to write, if that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing, I would say.
I think that's probably the best argument to killing HTML support.
I think we have to agree with that one.
So what have you been working on?
All right, so I've been diving into prosody stuff and dealing with server-side code. So I actually created a presentation to talk about the cross origin resource sharing that I've been working with. So let me screen share my thing. All right, cool. Can everybody see this?
Yep.
All right, so I'll be talking about the cross-origin resource sharing, and yeah. So first thing is what we wanted. What we wanted was the to change our pastebin uploading code to use XCP 0363 or HTTP upload, which is what Jonathan just talked about, and this allowed us to upload images and code permanently to a link rather than a temporary location in one of our image or code bins. And so the problem that we came up that came up was that we'll try to from our origin, which is gci.copyleftgains.org, and we'll try to upload to gci.copyleftgains.org, but with the port 5821, and that's the HTTP port. And what end up getting an access control allow origin error, which is something to protect, something that your browser does to protect you from malicious things, malicious JavaScript scripts and things like that. And so I had to change some prosody server code to allow cross-domain or allow these uploads to happen across these two different domains. And so since I run all my things on Chrome, I'm taking advantage of something called the pre-flight option. And so on browsers, we have something called a pre-flight request, which happens before the main request. And it's an options request pretty much. And my initial solution to this problem took advantage of this. And at the end, I had to broaden it out since not all browsers have this pre-flight option. And so here's a quick overview of what this actually is. So first of all, we have our client and our server, which is gci.copyleftgains.org, which is the client we're working with. And the server we're trying to upload to is gci.copyleftgains port 5281, the HTTP port. And so the first thing we do is have this pre-flight request. And this pre-flight request will send an options request to the server. And the server will return a set of headers to the pre-flight request. And these headers will either allow you to access things on the server or allow you to post things to the server, or it won't allow you, and therefore you'll get your access origin control allow error. And that's what pretty much what happened initially. And after we have these pre-flight requests, we have our main request, which is usually put or get to put to our server or get from the server what we just uploaded there. And I took this picture off developer.mozilla.org because they had a really nice picture. And so initially, HTTP upload did not send these headers. So that's why I had to change prosody code to allow it. And so we just hard coded everything in, and we just allowed cross-domain access for options by default. And just in case that didn't work, I just made cross-domain allowed for every single option. So pretty much for post, get, put, and options, I allowed cross-domain to happen. And finally, to just when I found out that worked, then the final product was to change prosody server code to allow the configuration cross-domain upload, and that's that pretty much changes when it's true. It would allow HTTP upload to work because of cross-domain, and it will allow cross-domain requests. And the funny thing is that we found out that when we tried to reload the server, even when the configuration was updated, it actually didn't work, because for some reason, when you try to update your variable, which is your local variable, which is cross-domain upload inside mod HTTP upload, it actually doesn't update, even though you call it every single time. And I tried debugging that out, but I couldn't find a way to fix that. And so, yeah, that's the end of my prosody journey for right now. And seems like Arc had a new task for me to do, which I would definitely look at
You can do it if you
after
want.
this.
It's always
Yeah, but it looks pretty interesting, so I'll definitely look at it.
Do you understand what I wrote enough to explain why it's needed?
Yeah, because for right now, it seems like, I mean, I think like what you mean is that the XCP 0363 should be only allowed if it's for if it's under the MUCs, right? Or like permissible at least.
Well, there's a two-side privacy problem with Monk.
Mm-hmm.
One side, well, first of all, everyone should be anonymous unless the server's configured otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So if you join the room, everyone that happens to be in the room doesn't automatically have your GID to be able to send you spam.
Yeah.
But likewise for IRC, there's an issue of now service attacks and other kind of directed attacks if they should know things like where your server is.
Mm-hmm.
So even your server is hidden by default.
Mm.
That's why you can't find someone's GID very easily on the room, even though it happens to be the same by the client configuration. So,
mm-hmm.
Say you wanted to find the servers for everyone in a chat room to launch a denial service attack. All you have to do is go in, drop a photo into the room, and everyone's client. Well, this is why we do thumbnails as data URLs, but also the clients, as they access the photos and click on it, will expose the IP addresses for themselves as clients. But also, when taking photos, they're exposing the IP addresses to their server.
I see.
So if I wanted to get your IP address to DDoSU, all I have to do is send you a photo.
Yeah, and then I understand.
So the safest way to do is for the server to block the muck service to block URLs that are not hosted by itself. The first step of that is to allow people to upload photos and other media directly to the muck service. the MUX service already has information, so you accessing it by your IP address, well, it's a little more exposure than we already have, but it's a lot cleaner, safer than accessing random web services.
Okay.
Same problem is if you send a link, right?
Mm.
A link to something on your own server, you get everyone's IP address.
Yeah.
So
yeah. All right. Cool.
But that's one workaround. There may be others. This may not be a long-term solution, but it's something that we're talked about. So it might be fun to see if it's valuable to have the MUX service host the files for the chat rooms it hosts.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. And there won't be as many problems with that in that scope. Not that we have too little problems already. Anybody have questions? Comments? How's everybody's
Good work.
GCI experience going so far?
Pretty good.
Arc having a little rough this year?
Well, yeah, it's the same every year though.
I see.
This is the grind time. No other mentors are generally around during the holidays. So
yeah.
Haven't seen Dario lately.
No, I actually talked to him for a good hour or two. I think last week, talking about some new tasks and like brainstorming some like broken parts of the chat. Yeah.
Nice. You know, Dario was grand prize winner.
Yeah. In like 2014, I think. I saw one of his videos, that's why.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's a mentor last year. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yay. Okay, thank you guys for the presentations.
No problem. I think we're going to end it there then. Well, thanks for everybody who's been watching and who are going to watch. And this is going to conclude the first GCI Weekly Hangout in week 4 or 5, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but there's always a first. And so, all right, thanks everyone for joining and Happy New Year. We're out.
Happy New Year.